So, man, what's your problem?
I didn't do that on purpose.
I know you don't. You've been charged stuff with me the whole year.
To learn to care for each other and treat man as if he were your brother. You may be down or feeling just a little sick, but not even Gandhi could escape conflict. It's how you use it, it's how you react. Do you have homies willing to watch your back? Everyone needs to learn how to use their words, fighting with our fists. The thought is absurd.
Hey, what's up? And welcome to our station. You're in this room for peer mediation. We're here to help you with your problem, working with the workmen and how we stop them. Please don't hate and please stop fighting. I want the work to start reuniting. Your stories from two different nations, but it seems to be is a miscommunication. We have to learn.
Peer mediation is an opportunity for high school students or any students to resolve their own problems or concerns or issues or conflicts. It is a way of conflict resolution that has been successful because it is their problem. So students facilitate other students to hopefully an agreement that they both are happy with.
These two cats will co-mediate. This one leads while the other writes what you say. Don't just sit there, sit into cry and pout. Nothing leaves the room, nothing gets out. Believe me, friends, this is just a meeting. Now go ahead and tell your side of the proceedings. This long process to you might be a strain, but in the end there's none to lose and so much to gain.
It's an alternative to punitive discipline. Sometimes, no matter what, you have punitive discipline, be it detention, salary suspension, but even those don't really play with the salt. Those are reactions to an action. So this is an opportunity to really solve, and again, back on the students. They have an opportunity to solve their own conflict. And again, the mediators are there just to facilitate.
It has long been said the students learn best from other students. For this reason, the peer mediation program was created at Wayne to help the students learn from each other how to solve their own conflicts.
With Wayne being such a large school, conflicts arise quite frequently throughout many people. 2,400 people is quite a bit, so conflicts arise no matter what school, but they're less frequent because of less people. Because we have more people, we need a conflict resolution program to sort of try to people that are within conflicts try to solve it. I think it's a great program to solve conflict.
It's a way that you can resolve your conflicts without getting into trouble. Like coming to peer mediation is a way that you can resolve your problems and not get in trouble for it. And it's like the easiest way without getting suspended. So I think that
the big part of peer mediation, though, is the learning experience of the peer mediators.
I've learned not to label different kinds of people because there's so many different types of people.
Peer mediators are learning a huge skill in life, and that's what we've heard for the past 5 years. They're learning how to resolve their own conflicts, how to deal with people, and how to recognize where conflicts arise, especially when they're having them in the midst of them, with their parents, their boyfriend, girlfriends, their friends, their teachers. It's a life skill, and it is definitely needed throughout the whole state as well as the country, and it works.
I've also learned that no issue is too big to resolve, that anyone can always resolve the biggest or smallest issue with talking and just listening to the other person.
I learned how to deal with my problems in a non-violent way.
Peer mediation works through a 6-phase process, which will be demonstrated by this mock mediation.
Hi, my name is Stacy.
And I'm Kirsten.
And thank you guys for coming to peer mediation. This is a nonviolent way that we've set up to help you guys cope with your issues. Is there okay, what's your name, sir?
Jake.
And your name?
Matt.
All right, thank you guys for giving your names. Is there any different names that you guys would prefer?
No.
All right, and Stacy will take it from here.
Okay. I'd like to go through the ground rules with both of you guys.
Which the first one is, I'm going to need you guys to say that you'll agree to respect each other, to not interrupt each other throughout the session, and to remain seated. Mr. Matt, will you promise to respect Jacob despite what he has to say, even though you might not agree with all of what he said?
At this point in the mediation, both participants are asked to comply with the 3 ground rules laid down by the mediators. We will skip over this portion of the mediation for reasons of brevity.
Stacy and I are both neutral throughout this. We're not here to judge you at all. We're simply here to listen to your stories, and hopefully all of us can find a common ground in this and a non-violent way to solve this. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, then Stacy, can you take it?
Okay, nobody is right and wrong in this mediation. It is a win-win process. And this session is confidential, meaning nobody else outside of the room will hear it. And if you guys don't mind, I will be taking personal notes during the mediation. And if you guys would like to, we can throw them away. Nobody else is going to read these notes except me and Kirsten during the session. And if you guys would like to rip them up and throw them away to prove that we will do so, you guys may go ahead. Is that okay if I take notes?
Yes.
If you guys do need a break, if you guys need like a 5-10 minute break, go ahead and let us know, and we will give you guys a break. Is there any questions? Okay.
All right, well, right now we're going to go into phase 2, and this is the part where we get to know the story. And what we're going to need for both of you guys, is tell us a story from your point of view. And Mr. Jake, would you please start?
Okay, so today I was walking down the hall, and I'm just minding my own business.
Jake proceeds to tell his side of the story, in which he believes that he is innocent and that Matt is out to get him.
Okay, so if I have this correctly, and please tell me if I'm wrong, you're walking down the hallway, minding your own business, when you see Matt and his girlfriend talking, and while you're walking, Matt sticks out his foot and trips you. You see Matt get up, and you take that as him starting a fight, and you retaliate.
Yeah.
Alright, Mr. Matt, would you please tell your side?
Real story is actually I was sitting down.
Matt wants to clarify that the girl is not his girlfriend and that he did not intentionally trip Jake.
Alright, so if I have this straight, you and your friend were sitting outside of the classroom, as he stated earlier. You guys were discussing a book that you all wanted to read. When Matt tripped over your foot, when Jake tripped over your foot, and when you were kind of getting up to apologize, he hit you? Is that what I'm understanding?
He started arguing with me, then he did.
Arguing, then he hit you. Well, what I want to first do is thank you guys for respecting each other enough not to interrupt and remaining seated and being respectful of each other while you all are talking. Let's see. Right now we're going to go into phase 3, and I'll have Stacy elaborate.
Right now is phase 3, which is understanding the problem, and this right here is the time where you two can have time to talk to each other and talk about the issues that you guys have. So if you guys would go ahead and talk with each other.
Matt, you can start.
I don't know about the...
Matt tries to explain that he does not have a vendetta against Jacob. However, Jacob thinks otherwise because he always hears Matt talking about him in the halls. This now concludes the first 3 phases of mediation. We will continue the last 3 phases of mediation later on in the program.
It brings people together, not only those who come to us for help, but also mediators themselves. We're a very diverse group, and when people from different backgrounds get together, and many great things can just be achieved through that.
At camp, we did a lot of activities with each other. So when we go into other classes to help people out, like how to get to know each other. And Mediation is a group, we're like a family. We have to get to know each other very well. And that makes us a stronger bond. So when we have a peer mediation, the peer mediators won't be fighting, or neither the people that are in here will dispute.
At camp, we do parent circle, and parent circle is about, like, just describes like your life and like the people in it. And most of the time, like, not everybody's family is perfect, and it's kind of like it builds bonds between like everyone in the club that makes you feel like more comfortable with each other and builds trust, and you just get to know a lot about everybody. So that's a good experience.
I had a lot of positive experiences. It was nice meeting a lot of new people.
Well, mediators have to be understanding, and they have to be like people persons. Like, they have to get along with people like really well. And they have to be good listeners, and they can't be judgmental about the things that people tell them. They have to want to help others and be honest.
Well, we're going to move into stage 4, and in this part, I'm going to ask you all to think about the other situation. Mr. Jake, in this type of situation, how do you think you would feel if you were in Matt's shoes right now?
Each boy explains how they would feel in the situation and basically establish that they would be uncomfortable.
Well, Matt, based on how you feel and how you think he feels, what would you like for him to do?
I would like...
Matt wants Jacob to not take things so seriously, and Jacob wants Matt to simply apologize and stop talking about him.
On other people.
Alright, well, what things do you think you guys could do together to lessen the tension between the two of you?
Matt and Jacob both agree that they should approach each other and confirm rumors before letting them spread and worsening the situation.
Well, right now we're getting into stage 5, but first I want to thank you guys for sharing what you felt and for respecting each other while we went through the last phase. And this is phase 5, where we find some solutions and steps.
That you guys could come up with some kind of solution where you both can agree upon?
Yeah, I guess so.
What would you think of for solutions that you both can work with together?
We could talk it out whenever we have a problem with each other.
Okay. Would you agree with that?
That sound good to you?
Okay.
So the solution that you guys have chosen is to talk with each other anytime one has a suspicion the other could be saying or spreading rumors about the other.
Okay.
Alright.
Kirsten is now filling out the contract that must be signed by both the disputants and the mediators.
Now, this contract you both are available to look at, or, to keep in case of any miscommunications with the contract. You guys can come back and look at them. And we're going to need both of you guys to sign the contract to make sure that it's an actual agreement.
Alright. If I can get both of you guys to read the statement and then agree on it, then I'd have you guys sign it later.
Both disputants will now read the contract and make sure they agree upon the terms of it, and then both the disputants and the mediators, as stated previously, will sign the contract. The contract will be put on file for anyone to refer to if they need to remediate or refresh their memories as to what the agreement was exactly.
Thank you so much for signing. As we told you all before, the notes that we've taken will be thrown away at the end at you guys' discretion, so stay safe.
Okay. And this will be a confidential session, so none of this will be outside of this room. And I will throw away my notes right now because there is no need for them. And there is, if you guys need to talk to us again, feel free to. If you guys do need a follow-up, and if you guys need another session, we are definitely welcome, or you guys are definitely welcome for that. And we'd like to thank you guys, and if you guys have any other questions.
Well, thanks again for choosing a nonviolent way to cope with your issues. Thank you very much. And we're done.
The best part of it though is it's the follow-up. You forget that. You follow up later on, which a lot of school systems don't have time to do. So the mediators follow up a week later to see how things are going, and mediation is always open.
Do you believe that the program is successful?
I believe the program has a high success rate. Of course, you know you're always going to have your flaws, you're outliers, if you will. Some people are destined to be in conflict. That's how they survive. That's what they enjoy. Otherwise, I think I just did a mediation a couple weeks ago with 2 boys, and they ended up finding much in common. I think this program is successful.
I think it does. I think that we have like peer mediation, it achieved this goal all the way. We, like, a whole bunch of people would rather do peer mediation than be suspended. And they'd rather have this opportunity to sit there and resolve their conflicts than go out there and fighting somebody. I think that's our main objective, and I think we have done it.
And I think peer mediation is successful because I think it's helped prevented and helped resolve many problems that have gone on in Wayne High School. And I think it's just very successful because a lot of people would like to come here rather than doing the other options of certain things of punishment or deterrence, perhaps.
Definitely. Many people come to us with arguments and they're having issues with others, but once they leave, they understand more where the other person is coming from, which eliminates misunderstandings.
And do you think that peer mediation is successful and has achieved its goal here at Wayne?
Yeah, it's been successful because this is a big school and a lot of people get into different fights and different arguments. Instead of getting suspended, they can just come here and talk their problems out instead of being suspended and going on a permanent record.
And do you think mediation is effective at Wayne High School?
I think it's very effective because most of the time mediations are due to people fighting because of like rumors or misunderstandings. Like all the mediations that I've done are just misunderstandings of people's, like what people have heard, and the bringing them to mediation helps them resolve their problems and see what their conflict actually is, which is usually just a misunderstanding, which resolves the problem non-violently.
I think it does because it just makes it easier for maybe if kids have a problem talking to adults or something like that, it's just easier to talk to kids, and especially kids that might have experienced the same thing that they've gone through. I think it's a lot better.
We have to learn to care for each other and treat man as if he were your brother. You may be down or feeling just a little sick, but not even Gandhi